Hello everybody and welcome. Just getting a few other little bits set up. We're going to be using the Cessna 172 Skyhawk today. And we start our journey at Alderney in the Channel Islands. Some new scenery that's been put in place on FlightSim.to, and you guys have are able to download the scenery on FlightSim.to. There's links to which is in the description. It's freeware as well, which is quite cool. We did a giveaway yesterday, that was really good, I quite enjoyed that, and I'll be doing another one over the next week or so, definitely before Christmas anyway. Be hosting another giveaway, so keep yourselves tuned in for that. It's quite cool. Tempted to connect to VATSIM, and we'll see if we do a little VFR hop. So I'm just going to connect in. New download available. Go on then. New version for VATSIM. So you can actually golf. Our call sign will be golf. And we're in a Cessna 172 Skyhawk. So let's connect to the VATSIM network. You know what? We might as well file a little VFR flight plan as well, guys. If any of you have never done that before, there's a lot of other bits to sort of bear in mind with this. But if I show you guys the vPilot client. He says just trying to make sure I can actually share this with you guys properly. So for now I'll just I'll share it as this shows us here. So we're looking at filing a vPilot flight plan, and I need to know the airport code for Guernsey, Alderney, sorry, which is Echo Golf Juliet Alpha, and our destination Echo Golf Juliet Juliet. For route, we could put EGJB for a diversion, which is Guernsey. We'll do roughly 1 hour for flight time, although it's not particularly necessary. We'll do 4,000 feet. For the route, we can just type in local VFR EGJA to EGJA to EGJJ via EGJB. That'll do. And we could just go ahead and file that. Fetch from server. And we've got no sort of nothing to worry about currently. Hello Fly A320 Neo, welcome. So I could try and show you guys rough route. I've used Sky Vector and I've just created a very loose route for us to follow, and it is literally just flying from one airport to the next to the next. So nice and easy, fairly simple, he says. But we'll give that a go. Let's see, so we've got throttle closed, everything else is pretty much ready to go. All we need to do is make sure our comms are tuned in correctly. How do I do that? I can't remember. That's the volume. There we go. 122.8. Where are we? Alderney traffic. Yeah, so Alderney traffic. Golf Bravo Romeo India Tango is on general aviation parking. Starting taxi to runway 22. Naturally, we'd then shout clear prop. That's reverted to both. Mixtures in, RPM's stable, pressures are good. Wait for that oil temperature to come up. And we've got loads of fuel. 50% in the tanks. That should get us to where we want to go. I keep looking at these blades of grass thinking we're moving, but we're not. It's just where it's sort of waving about. What have we got? Let's turn some lights and things on. Avionics. I've not flown in this for a long time. There's nothing above for us to worry about. They don't. Well, they actually work. Good grief. That's cool. It'd be good if we could flick those down, like a little heads-up display. That's already set to V to use the GPS. And transponder we've got set to 7,000 there because we are VFR. But we can click that and it goes to 1200. But in the UK, usually I think the transponder code is 7,000. So we'll turn that on. Okay. It's quite a nice little airport so far. The free scenery looks quite impressive, I've got to say. Basically, the person that's created this, from what I've read on the changelog, he's gone and, or they've gone and edited all of the airport to bring it up, and the entire island, actually, the 3 islands we're going to visit. He's brought it up to a better standard, and raised them up from the sea, which is quite nice. Morning, Kevin. Thank you. Nice to see you tuning in again. I'd like to do some more in the Airbus, frustratingly, but it's just not really, as we saw yesterday, it's just not particularly usable at all. I've had a little bit of a rant on the Microsoft Flight Simulator server. There's a couple of bits on the forums there with people complaining, so I've raised the issue there as well. Alderney traffic, Golf India Tango, backtrack runway 26. It's a nice little grass runway for us as well. If we wanted to use that, we could. What's the weather? 110 at 7. It's interesting they've spawned us on this runway then, or assigned us on this runway. Yeah, fly A320neo. I'm from the UK. In the interest of accuracy, I actually feel like I want to go ahead and I'm going to taxi and take off on the correct runway, I think. I was just looking at that windsock as we were making our way past, thinking it doesn't look right. Just before I started the stream, the sim actually spawned me on the runway. QNH1015. Now, Callum helped me do this the other day, so inset, was it? No. But I think there was a way to, wasn't ADF DME. Let's have a little look. I need to try and change that transponder across. Get that across into the correct format. We'll put a bit of wind on, shall we? Show us a headwind. ADF DME, it's not for us to worry about. So I wonder if I can't change that now either. I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway. Alderney traffic, Golf India Tango departing runway 08. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly around the islands as we go to sort of explore these changes that the developers made in recreating and trying to create a bit more of an accurate representation of the island. They were very, very flat before, so he's gone and edited as best as he possibly can. Or they've, I don't know if it's he or she to be fair, as accurately as they've possibly been able to do. I'm sure it was inside here somewhere. Perhaps it's not on this option. Oh well, no bother. So let's do a little return. Does look quite nice, to be fair, actually, everything that's been changed here. I mean, look at that for a little shot. Alderney looks absolutely stunning. Never been to the Channel Islands, but I have heard they're very nice. I'd imagine in the summer it's fantastic with sort of like you get that French weather almost. That's a bit of drone cam. Drone is always good. And then we can click the button so I can control the drone or the aircraft within drone mode. And we can see just off in the distance there over the horizon, Guernsey Island. So we'll make our way over that way. Fly over the airport as well, shall we? Yeah. I think I flew into Jersey on a stream a little while ago, and everything was just flat and very bland. But this is actually quite nice. Now there's actually terrain and texture and things to look into. It's actually quite nice. I love the 3 little runways there, the little grass strips. I should have taken off on one of those. And the fact now we've got like a really nice looking terrain as well, thanks to whoever's created and edited this. It's really nice. They have mentioned that there are some issues, as we can see here. There are sort of like craggedy rocks and bits and drop downs. That is in the patch notes, where they've mentioned that there are a few things they can't fix because it will then drag the sea up with the land. So they've had to create like a happy medium, really. Love a bit of the VFR is fantastic, so I don't even need the map really. I'll just fly directly towards the island. I'm not going to use the autopilot in the Garmin. I'm just going to use old-fashioned trim, so I'll get the aircraft to settle itself as it is currently. And then we should reach a relative happy medium with altitude and speed. Zorgmeister. That's good to know. It is definitely worth it. It is a work in progress, and I've been looking through his Discord server today actually, and a couple of things that people have brought up as missing. He's already working on. So he's a very, very proactive developer. He's really passionate about what he's created, and it is really good. £8 as well is an absolute steal. It's nice doing something a little bit different for once, rather than a couple of Airbus flights all the time. If you're new to the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button down below, and you can find a link to our Discord server in the description as well. So subscribe and join us there as a frequent flyer. And I'm always happy to get content suggestions and things for anything you might want to see covered. Oh dear, that's not great to hear. Is the current one that we're on at the moment? Is that I can't think off the top of my head. Is that currently the is that 1.16? Yeah, the fact that he's including free future updates included in the price as well is a major plus. At the moment, he's a very unknown brand. He's created the brand for Manchester Airport, so he's trying to prove that he's really passionate, and he listens to the community feedback and things like that. And I've been working with him quietly in the background, testing his scenery and things for about 2 weeks prior to release, and he's really proactive. He's really keen and passionate to create the best Manchester Airport he possibly can. So I can vouch for my experience of him being a good guy. I'm still racking my head as to try and work out how to create these. Let's see. Good. So that is the active 1228. Good. Callum will be annoyed when he sees one of the guys on Discord, one of my subscribers. He helped me with this the other day when we did the little trip to the North Island of New Zealand to the next. So when he sees this, he's going to be annoyed that I can't remember how to change the barometer readings. Maybe if I no. See, I thought it was just a click. Click it. menu. If any of you know how to fix it, do let me know. It's annoying there's no menu option. Perhaps I can bring one up here. Okay, this is not available there either. We've got a slight crosswind on our track. As you can see there, we've got 7 knot crosswind according to the primary flight display with the glass cockpit. So we are flying towards that, towards Guernsey at the moment, but we're trying to offset for the wind as well, so we don't get blown away. Yep, the barometer. Third one from the top. So I can change it, but I want it in European speak. So I want to flick it into hectopascals instead of inches of pressure. I remember I thought it was here somewhere. Focusing on this, and we're getting blown off course again with that crosswind. That's a bit better. Thank you. I love a bit of live assistance. If only a Soboat did the same thing. I got all our lights and things on. Yeah. Goody good. I could do that, to be fair, and get the joystick out again. When I was doing the bush tours, I would actively just sort of flick the trim on the yoke there. Thanks for tuning in, A320 Neo. Hopefully see you soon. Make sure you join us on Discord as well. Content suggestions and things are always welcome. Is Guernsey bigger than Jersey? It looks like it is. So we're going to visually try and find the runway at Guernsey, or the airport at Guernsey, and we're then going to fly around, do a touch and go, and head back. I know the airport is on the other side of the island relative to our position, so we'll fly across the island first. We'll do a touch and go, and then we'll head south. Yeah, all of my routes are pretty much UK based as well. To be fair, Zorgmeister, either starting or ending in the UK. But I'm going to try and vary it and do a few new things every now and again. And the old zoom thing stopped working there, oddly. So what have we got here then? Might start to bring that nose down. Get us nice and low. Oh, you know what? I might have changed it with the G1000 mod from working title, but I've removed that because I wasn't sure if that was causing a crash to desktop in the sim after the patch. So it may well be that I can't change that. But if I go on to weather actually, QNH of 1014, So realistically, that's probably going to be barometer of 290903 off the top of my head, because I think 290902 relates to 1012 or 1013, sorry, in the sim. So let's see what's been created and edited with Guernsey then. Guernsey traffic, Golf Bravo Romeo India Tango is inbound at the airport from the northeast, intending to do a touch and go with an overfly of the airport first. It looks like the airport's dead ahead actually. Yes, I suppose a QNH of 1014, I think it would be a safe bet for us to use 2993 for the American way. This looks quite nice actually. The little port over there in the distance as well. Let's have a little look at it over there. So a fair bit of work has been done with the island. Some parts, like we can see here at the port, it all seems very flat still. Alderney, even, that was fantastic for it being a lot more hilly and mountainous. Over in the distance there actually, there's on the coastline, if we follow that, we can see quite a few edited changes there as well. It's quite nice. So this scenery is available on flightsim.to. I only heard about it thanks to one of the subscribers telling me on Discord. So I thought, in absence of having a properly working A320 or any airliner for that matter, then I thought I'd just jump on and have a little look at this. You can see there's some hills and things we're flying over at the moment. Residential area. And it looks like that airport is just in view over on our 1 o'clock almost. I'm hoping they've got a grass strip there as well actually, that'd be quite cool. Yeah, I saw that. They were asking for Steam Game of the Year and things like that, weren't they? Definitely not voting for it yet. Yeah, I know there was a lot of streamers yesterday that they'd agreed to actually fly to try and cover the Manchester Airport add-on. But a lot of them ended up saying that they were not going to be able to fly because of the all of the issues, which is pretty embarrassing for a Sobo, because they rely on all of these sort of Twitchers and YouTubers and things, the bigger channels, to really keep that hype machine going. It looks like it'd be 09 maybe or 08. Guernsey traffic, Golf India Tango is downwind, joining the circuit, left-hand circuit for touch and go runway 09. So there's the airport there. So I did a I did a circuits tutorial a little while ago, and I mentioned in that when you're flying a circuit with an aircraft with a wing that's underneath your viewpoint, so the PA-20A or the SR-22 for example, you get a good view as you turn, but in the Cessna, if you turn now, we lose view of that airfield. So we do need to bear in mind all of our reference points and things as we fly. So that looks quite nice. There's that little beach area down there. So sometimes you need to pick a reference point to focus on and then sort of base your turn around that. So I'm looking at this dip here with the houses inside. I want to be slightly to the right of that as we start to straighten up for the turn for our finals. Ooh, into sun as well, brilliant. Guernsey traffic, Golf India Tango, finals, runway 09, touch and go. Didn't call base, but we get the gist. Trying to get this viewpoint sorted out so I can actually see straight. Slight crosswind. Yeah, 7 patches. You know what, I would be more in favour of them releasing a good patch and holding the patch as well, so if there are problems they just freeze the next update until they've fixed whatever's gone wrong basically. I'd much prefer they do that. 2 red, 2 whites. Good. Nice and stable. Bit of crosswind and things coming in and affecting us, but nothing we can't manage. It's got a horrible tendency to really hard steer into that wind when you land, which I'm really not a fan of. Touch and go, and back we go, up into the air. Just fly level for a second, we'll buzz over the airport as well. So there's Guernsey. Airport looks fantastic for a quick freeware modelling job. I mean, this bit's flat, but that looks really good actually. Look at that. Well impressed. Really nice. Great scenery. Next stop, Jersey. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think part of it, I suspect, is the fact that Asobo really don't have a clue how to create a proper simulator. Guernsey traffic, Golf India Tango departed the circuit and inbound Jersey. So I had a waypoint, visual waypoint. I know I've got a straight line there to Jersey, but what I actually said was I was going to fly to this little island here. When I was sort of having a look through the plan earlier, fly to this island and then you basically fly sort of southeast down to Jersey, or southeast I suppose it is technically. I think Asobo know how to create a game. I don't think they've realised how much the sim community would expect from this, and how accurate it was supposed to be. So I do think they're maybe in over their head a little bit too much. But the thing that's frustrating me with this latest patch is the fact that they've not addressed the sheer problems with all of the autopilots across the airliners. And what I don't understand is, previously to this, they were going to release a patch. Was it last month, I think it was, or start the very beginning of November, if I remember rightly, and they delayed it by a week because they found issues with the autopilot breaking. So if they're prepared to do that in order to make sure that they've got a good patch for that month, why are they not prepared to do that this time round? If they've got this big testing team and all this other stuff. I mean, the only thing really that flies well is just these little general aviation aircraft. So then it does become Microsoft VFR sim. And that's why we're not doing any IFR airliner flights today. So I'm thinking maybe next weekend I'll be hosting another giveaway of some sorts. It will likely be one giveaway related to a video on YouTube and another giveaway relating to my Discord server. So for those of you not on either, make sure you subscribe to this channel to be eligible for when that draw does come. And make sure as well you're part of our Discord server, so you get that second entry chance as well. Yeah, so yesterday in the live stream giveaway for Manchester Scenery, I think I ended up flying for 60% of the journey manually, which is fun. I don't mind doing it. It's quite enjoyable doing it sometimes, but it does get quite frustrating. When you're on VATSIM especially, really, if it was any worse I'd probably have disconnected, but because I was able to fly it sort of fairly smoothly anyway and follow the instructions given, I stayed connected to the network. Just having a little look to see what that is down there. Looks like a castle or something. It is a castle actually. Let's go and have a little look. Just watching that speed tape as we descend. I'm not sure what island this is. It's not Guernsey or Jersey or Alderney, so look at that. Do a little loop of this and go down low, I think. Have a closer look. Round we go, and let's have a little look here. Little helipad. I'm not sure what that castle is. It's amazing though. A couple of helipads. If anyone knows what that is, let me know in the live chat. Ooh, a bit bad flying there. I wonder what that is. So there's like a VOR on the VFR map that I'm looking at. There's an identifier that there's a helipad there, but it doesn't tell me what it is. I wonder if it's part of Guernsey. Not quite sure. It's nice to see all the terrain and things have been edited and it's been brought out of the sea. It does make it a lot nicer. Ah, yes, Sark. Yep, I remember that, seeing that on a map actually now. Great shout. You know, when they bring helicopters into the sim, then I'm going to go and land on one of those helipads, I think. Oh, you know what? That's annoying. I deleted the Breku scenery that's built into this pack because I misread it thinking it was off near France somewhere. But it created a little grass strip airfield, so I should have kept that in. And Jersey off in the distance. When we reach 500 subscribers, we'll be doing a group flight across some of the Greek islands and mainland Greece. So we're going to fly from Corfu, Ionis Kapodistras Airport, using the freeware scenery that's linked in my add-on discussion channel within the Discord server. And then we're going to head all the way off towards Santorini using the beautiful Santorini scenery as well, which is also linked in the Discord. And we'll fly over a little bits of mainland Greece and things on the way across. So make sure you join us for that. I'll put all the information for that onto our Discord server as well. And apparently there's been quite a bit changed with the Jersey scenery as well, so we might get quite a nice little look at things as we fly in. Hopefully the airport's changed because that was particularly poorly auto-generated. You couldn't even get a, in fact thinking about it, you couldn't even get a pushback tug in the sim. In the Sim's ATC chat to work, but thankfully because I used Pushback Express I got rid of that problem a couple of months ago. Now I wonder what's been changed here. I know the scenery and everything's obviously been brought up from the sea. It's nice to see there's actually depth and 3D aspects to it already from a distance. And it looks like over in the distance as well, it looks like we've got cruise ships modelled in at the Jersey port as well, so we'll overfly that, have a little look. Yeah, see, I love, I've got Bristol from UK 2000, and I love their scenery. For the airport. It's exactly how I remember it, having worked out of Bristol for a year a little while ago. So it brings back some nice sort of memories there, which is the only reason why I really bought it. I rarely fly out of there in the sim. I need to do more from it with it, to be fair, but because I do a lot of flights linked to a virtual airline, I don't. They don't actually allow. I think you have to have a 737. To fly the routes out of Bristol for them. I might do some more out there though, actually, once they've fixed the Airbus. Ludos, good morning, thank you, I hope you're having a good weekend as well. Nice, it's a fantastic airport. Bristol's a brilliant airport. It's had some fantastic like rapid expansion over the last couple of years as well. So I know the Jersey VOR is across on the left on our sort of 10-11 o'clock. But we'll fly around the island once, overfly the airport, and then we'll just join the circuit and land at Jersey. If you guys want me to head back towards Alderney, let me know in the live chat, and we'll do a touch and go at Jersey and head back. If not, we'll land at Jersey. Yeah, so Ludos, there's lots of virtual airlines to join. There's an EasyJet one and quite a British Airways one and quite a few others. I'm part of Fly UK. Basically, it's they try and replicate real-world airline operations within the sim. So you get designated routes, flight plans, passenger loads, and all sorts of other data, and you basically fly the routes, and they record it within their own software to make sure it's a valid, correct route that you've flown, and it all goes towards your hours. So you then get a logbook with the virtual airline, and you rack up hours with them. So I've now completed 100 flights with Fly UK, and I've done quite a few longer journeys, so that I've ended up going up in their promotion scale to a Class A captain. Fly UK as an example, because I know that, and I'm more familiar with their rules flying with them. You start at the very bottom with them, so you're a Class E first officer, I think, from memory. And you can only fly the Cessna Grand Caravan initially, which for them is fine, because there's some beautiful routes around New Zealand that you can fly with them. So I made the most of that and really enjoyed flying the Grand Caravan to hours build. And once you get to Class D, which is after I think 10 hours off the top of my head, you can then fly the A320neo for Fly UK and have the hours count for that. The other aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator that we do have is the Boeing 787-10 and the 747-8. But the only thing that you can do with those, the only time you can fly those and have them count towards your hours, is when you reach Class A. So that was after 100 hours, I think it is, of flying with the virtual airline. So it does take a lot of effort, but it's worth it. I'm not too worried about the. I wouldn't be too worried about using the Class A, not being able to fly the 747 or anything yet, because they're very broken still. Yeah, Ludos, I'm the same, so it helps me. I've got a website I can go on to, and I can directly then look for some routes myself. So I punch in the aircraft basically, and come up with a selection of routes that I can go and click on and choose. They've all got times associated with them, so they've got a set scheduled departure time, but you can manually go in and edit that anyway. They've got some rules. So for example, Fly UK, if I was going to fly a route on VATSIM that I wanted to count towards my hours, I would have to use, if I was going to use their call sign, I would have to use their livery. So sometimes if I want to fly a British Airways aircraft, I will log the route, but then I will mark it as to be flown offline, which then allows me to use whatever call sign I want on VATSIM. Let's go and have a look at that port over on the south part of Jersey. I actually joined the British Airways virtual airline a couple of weeks ago. They give you a 14-day cooling off period to log your first flight, and I'm still yet to get their software to work for me. So in about 2 days I'm going to have my BA virtual account deleted, which is really annoying. There's a castle over there, but I can't get it to work, and I've asked them for support loads of times, and they just tell me it should work and I've done something wrong, which is frustrating. That's the Jersey VOR down there somewhere. We should actually be able to see that through through the satellite imagery. It should just be like a big disc or something, like radio equipment. probably that there. Although knowing Autogen, it's probably put a house on it or something. So the Jersey VOR should be here where we're overflying now. It's probably that there. Yeah. So there's Autogen has plastered something else in the way. Let's go and have a look at Jersey Castle. Did I reinstall what? Specifically, do you mean Microsoft Flight Simulator? Ooh, what's that? There's lots of little Easter eggs built into this scenery by the looks of it. Let's do a little. We'll do a little orbit, and we'll have a look at that thing we've just overflown. Love the graphics of the sea. Look at that, the ocean waves just sort of rolling by. Got tip of France over there, just about to see in the distance. £400, that'll do us for a little fly pass. Yeah, I've reinstalled it about 3 times. Hey Mariner, welcome. Hope your stream went well yesterday. And hopefully you're enjoying Manchester Airport's scenery as well. So this little fort pier thing there. There's some great detail that this guy's put into this freeware scenery for Jersey. Look at that. That's awesome. We'll do a little low fly over the castle as well. Yeah, I would imagine, or I'd like to think Europe would be next. If they're doing a UK version now. Let's have a little look. That's quite cool. So we can head over to the docks by following the coastline. Yeah, EGCC is pretty good. They just need to, Asobo need to hurry up and fix the Airbus A320, and to be fair, everything else that's got, everything else that they've broken that's got autopilot. So I've read even the TBM is barely usable as well. I love the fact now we've got some actual hilly terrain. Light up Southeast Asia. Is that a VATSIM event? There's that cruise ship. Yeah, so basically anything with autopilot that's not a Cessna Grand Caravan or smaller is broken. Tan, I'm very tempted, but everything that's bigger than this is broken at the moment, so I'm not sure if I dare join a large VATSIM event. I'd be worried about embarrassing myself. Or, more importantly, I'd be worried about causing a headache for the controllers. Especially if I end up having to fly everything manually again like I did yesterday. What cruise ship's that then? God, the guys even put lifeboats into it. That's cool. Yeah, it's a real shame. They've quite. I mean, the frustrating thing for me, and I mentioned this on the forums, is that VATSIM's an official partner of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and if I was them, I'd be furious that they've broken. For people that deal with the sim in a serious manner, or try and replicate the real world and use VATSIM and enjoy it, now can't do so because of what they've done. So if I was sort of one of the head or the lead managers or whatever they call themselves for VATSIM, I'd be furious. There's Jersey Airport. From a distance, that already looks like it's been improved. Jersey traffic, Golf Bravo Romeo India Tango. Currently south of the airport, intending to land runway 26, I believe it is, might be. Westerly runway anyway. Cessna 172. Can't even remember what runway that's supposed to be. Normally I'd have all the charts and everything ready, but I'm just sort of trying to. I'm just doing something different and enjoying the sim for the VFR side of things today. Yeah, so that's if they've broken the Coronado Moody and you've paid for that, I would be furiously writing emails off to Asobo. And that's partly the reason why I won't pay for any. I won't pay for any aircraft add-ons until they fix this. It just shows that they're not really particularly knowledgeable, and they don't have much of a clue of what they're supposed to be doing. There's Jersey off there in the distance. There's been some great work done on this scenery then. And let's play catch up with the approach guidance. We'll get them 2 red 2 white back in no time, don't worry. Jersey traffic at Golf India Tango is finals runway 07. I think it's 07 or 06. There's our 2 red 2 whites. Now we're in the white band, we'll put some flaps in. And a bit of thrust, a bit of throttle to slow our rate of descent as well. Well, this looks vastly improved for Jersey Airport then. The default was awful, but this looks okay. There's the little fuel station there. If you on VFR trips and things, you just pull up to that, and a little fuel window will pop up for you guys. Golf India Tango is clear of the runway at Jersey. Little stand numbers written into the tarmac as well. That's quite cool. So Jersey looks like it's been vastly improved then. I'm not sure all this 134 and things are. That's a little bit all over the place. 1345, 456. I assume that's going to be the next one is... Okay, I understand that now. And that's where the sim's trying to get us to pull in. Mariner, yeah, this is free. It's a, I think it's a 6-file Channel Islands pack. The link I've put in the description, and it's also on my Discord server in add-ons discussions. And it's 6 files, and it's basically covering Guernsey, Alderney, the island that someone mentioned earlier that I can't remember the name of, sort of a French sounding name, and then Jersey. This is a lot more improved though compared to the default. Jersey was a horrendous airport in the default version. Let's run him over. Just stood pointlessly on the apron, not quite sure why. If the Mooney's been broken for 2 months, I would be asking for my money back. Yeah, this is nice. Alderney's really good actually, and to be fair, how quickly could we get to Alderney? Not quite sure. Should we head back to Alderney and do a landing on a grass runway? Jersey traffic, Golf India Tango is re-entering and backtrack 08. So we've got that flap set for takeoff there. Where is he going to be flying to then? Is he covering? He should be covering Manchester, from what I understand. Is that happening, or is he doing something else? Let's do a little short runway ops takeoff, shall we? T's and P's are good. And I can't remember the exact heading to get back to Alderney, but I'll head back to Alderney, land. We'll complete the triangle if you like, and then oh good, so he's doing it. Let's get rid of those first flaps settings, shall we? We'll just buzz along the runway. There's a nice little the flying club down there as well. God, it's vastly improved then. And Alderney is all the way up there. Golf India Tango has departed Jersey, heading north. Oh, that's easy. We'll just we'll fly that direct heading there then. Get that nose down, allow that speed to come up a bit. fact, I think I can see right off in the distance, dead ahead now, Alderney Island. So we'll head directly that way, straight towards that island. And I'm going to have a little look to see if I can find and remind myself what runways they are using there, so I don't sound like a muppet when I call up. So let's see, we'll position ourselves slightly right for the heading, because our track, if we're flying that direction there, we've got a 9 knot crosswind now, a slight tailwind as well, so it's going to be, our track is actually going to take us towards the island, although I'm not quite sure why the aircraft's turning itself there. Lovely stuff. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you are new, welcome, hope you're enjoying the stream. I'm always open to content feedback, suggestions. So if you've got anything you'd like to see covered, or any tutorials that I haven't yet done, then join me on Discord and let me know in the content suggestions channel there, and I'll work to get it done for you guys. And remember as well, if when we get to 500 subscribers, and it looks like that we're going to be reaching that very soon, we'll be doing a group flight across parts of Greece using some fantastic freeware sceneries. And we'll do that on the Microsoft Flight Simulator multiplayer server, so that we can all see each other. So be sure to check our Discord for more details for that, and join us on the day. I'm in no doubt we're going to be flying to Skiathos, but I'm in no doubt someone's going to try and get a Dreamliner or a 747 into it. So if that happens, I'll try and get that on the stream as well. Nice little straight over oceanic crossing for us. Guernsey off in the distance. I think out of the three, Alderney is probably the nicest looking one actually. I suppose it's lesser touched. I need to get my head around VFR flying in VATSIM, so I can sort of relearn how to do that properly, because there's a lot more technicalities, a lot more detail involved in that. The flight plan itself is basic. You can just write local VFR with your routes to and from, but there's a lot of extra terminology, phraseology, things required, and you have to be particularly careful when you're planning your routes as well, so you don't fly through Class A airspace. Lots of different rules, whereas for an airliner flight it is quite simply you file your flight plan. If it's approved, then you crack on and you follow the ATC instructions, as VFR is a little bit more niche. So almost halfway back to Alderney already. Just trying to stabilise that trim. EGJA. So let's have a look, see what chart Fox has got. Probably isn't supported, I'm not sure. No, it's got charts. Awesome. So we've got runway 26 and runway 08, and then we've got two grass runways, 03/21 and 13/31. So I think I'm going to do a little grass landing for this one, finish it off with something different, something nice. On the charts it actually says runway 0321 and runway 1331 surfaces are undulating and have no associated stopways or clearways in a hazard box. So that could potentially be interesting when we land. Whenever I've landed on grass runways in real life, you can quite easily hit a bump especially if you're early on. There was a runway I used to land at, and there was a bump at the start of the runway, just almost where you touch down, and if you hit that, it bounced you straight back up into the air again. So you always had to make sure you landed just before it or just after it, but you couldn't see it. You'd only know if you hit it. But it was good fun. Yeah, IFR is definitely a lot easier on VATSIM. Offline, you can fly where you want anyway, but on VATSIM there's definitely extra bits to sort of be mindful of. I'm on VATSIM now, but there's absolutely no air traffic control coverage between any of these 3 islands. So we're just cracking on. We're still talking and announcing our position, but I was hoping I'd see a couple of aircraft like EasyJet or something flying into Jersey or out of Jersey as we flew in, but there's no traffic today. Squad 72 minutes late, but thanks for tuning in anyway. It's the coast of France just off on the right hand side there, and Alderney directly ahead. We've got the Guernsey right off in the distance, and the island that I can't remember the name of. Is it Brecu and Sark Islands here, which we flew over earlier on the way. Some fantastic scenery, a little like castle or fort or something in the middle. It's 73. Be sure to join if you are tuning in now. Join us and make sure you keep your eye out for the next giveaway that's going to be hosted in the next few weeks. I won't tell you the prize, but it'll be pretty good. And again, there will be probably 1 or 2 things to win again. Put a little comment in the live chat. It's open to you guys to decide if we land on the grass runways or the tarmac. Let me know. £1 million. Okay, that's 2 for grass. Grass will be interesting. I need to try and figure out what the wind is going to be, but if it stays in the direction that it's showing at the minute on the Garmin glass cockpit displays, then we'll be landing on runway 13 by the looks of it, which is a grass runway. That'll probably be our best bet. So we'll fly directly over the airfield, and then we'll just turn in for landing. Basically make it up as we go along. Yeah, grass definitely makes it a lot more fun, I think. If you guys want to donate £1 million, squad, if you want to donate £1 million, if I land on the grass nicely, then feel free. I won't say no to that. But the prize for my giveaway won't be £1 million, unfortunately. I don't have anywhere near that amount. I wish I did. It's nice that somebody's actually gone and created and improved the 3 islands to the Channel Islands. It's nice they've gone made the effort to go and change and sort and fix the elevation, remodel the airports, and make it a lot nicer. Right, you might end up with £1 million at some point in the future. You got to remain hopeful. You can dream. I say that, but then I stopped playing the lottery years ago. So that's the nearest point of France there towards Alderney. Just that tip there. And Guernsey just off the end of the wing. Diverting to Paris Charles de Gaulle due to fuel. Somebody miscalculated. If any of you are experiencing bugs with the latest current Microsoft Flight Simulator patch, then make sure you please report it on their Zendesk in as much detail as possible to try and get all of these issues fixed. If the same issue gets reported a million times over, then it puts them under pressure to get it fixed. That singing definitely doesn't deserve £1 million. We've got loads of fuel. We've got enough to land at Alderney anyway, and then we'll probably be running short by the time we arrive. So yeah, there we go. We've got 30% fuel left, according to that, for a quick figure. And there's our fuel quantity in gallons there. About 8 gallons left, left and right tanks. And what runway did we say we were going to land on? We're going to land on the grass, runway 13. So the airspace above us is fairly busy today. These are all people on text chat flying all around us, or above us. IFR flights, UPS, British Airways and things. Yeah, it was a dynamic last-minute change of plan to head back to Alderney. There's Alderney Airport, just off in the distance there. Alderney traffic, Golf India Tango is back with you south of the airport currently, 1,300 feet, intending to land grass, runway 13. There's the grass runway down below us, we'll be landing on that one there. And it actually crosses the tarmac runway, so whenever I've done that in real life you normally get a bump, so it'll be interesting to see if they've actually gone ahead and modelled that in as well with the little changes they've made. I will try and butter as best as I can. Thank you to whoever's just pressed subscribe, that's what that ding was for, the cabin chime. Let's see what's our relative position. See that runway going off over there, so we could probably start turning. I'll use this island here as a reference point. So I'll head towards that little island there and head across back towards that runway. Lovely scenery. It's nice that there's actually a bit of 3D modelling involved now as well for some smaller islands. Especially Jersey. Jersey gets flown into quite a lot on the simulator on VATSIM, so it's quite nice to see that that's been improved quite a lot. How are we doing? So whenever you're flying the circuits, you've always got to bear in mind you need a reference point to help you. You can't see the airport when you're turning in the Cessna. Until there, we can see now. So ever so slightly overshot, but then we are flying a little bit blind. And it looks like we're heading straight over the cliff and then into our landing. So Alderney traffic, Golf India Tango's finals runway 13 for the grass. To land. Let's see. One red, one white. Normally, I'm pretty sure there wouldn't be actual pappies on a grass runway. Normally, it's completely visual, so you have to judge it by distance and height yourself. I need to sort out my views as well, actually. And I've dropped down slightly just to try and bleed that speed off. That's a bit better. 60 knots will do us nicely for the end. And here comes the tarmac runway. No bump. Yeah, I've never saw pappies on a grass field myself. And we'll just taxi back over the grass. Alderney traffic, Golf India Tango's down and taxiing back to General Aviation Parking for shutdown. So there's the actual tarmac runway, which all of the ATR 72s and things will be landing on for Air Alderney and all these other smaller airlines that use the airport. And we can turn strobes off as well. And let's see what I've just turned off there. Landing off as well. This one's a really nice airport that's been modelled. It's annoying because I'm probably going to have to park next to him and follow his direction in order to get the flight count, because I've done way more than 200 hours on the sim. I've done probably way over 300-400 hours on the sim, but it still only says I've got 183. It's nice that you can taxi around all of this as well, with some static aircraft put in as well. That's quite cool. Although the propellers need a bit of work doing to them. From the front they look great. From the back, they're a bit strange looking, which you'll see in a second. There we go. It's like on that one there. It's almost as if from the rear they're still spinning. But it's freeware and it's really nice. So there we go, guys. Something different today from the channel. In fact, there's that UPS guy flying in. Over there, flying across into London. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We're going to end it there today. Make sure, if you haven't already, you click the subscribe button. I pointlessly follow this marshaller's directions. Not quite sure why. Join us on Discord, and make sure as well, when we hit that 500 subscriber mark, you keep your eye out for the group flight that we're going to do. Make sure you join us there. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's go drone cam and have a little bit of a better look at Alderney Airport. There we go. Awesome, thank you for tuning in. Have a great weekend, everybody, and see you again soon for another one soon. Probably tomorrow, to be fair.